Hi everyone, thank you for being with me. I'm Marie from Crafty Landing and I'm here for day 26 of the Christmas Craft of 24. Yippee! Hosted by the lovely RachandBella Crafts. And I'm sure you've seen all the kits by now, and if you haven't purchased one yet, why not? They are 40% off. Go and grab yourself the kit. It is fantastic. And not only will you then have the kit, but you will have 60 videos to go and watch throughout November. 60. How fantastic is that? An array of ideas. I'm a little bit behind watching the videos, but I will watch them all, and I am taking plenty on board and learning new tips and tricks as I go along, and my Christmas journal this year will be full of some fantastic inspiration that I've got from watching those videos. My partner in crime today for this prompt is Melanie from the Treasured Page, so go and check her out. You've got two British ladies today, myself and Melanie, and our prompt, can you guess, is nostalgic postcards. So yes, I have a few vintage postcards here from my stash. Some of them are Christmas related, a couple of them aren't. So I'm just going to quickly share with you what I've got in my stash. So I've got two sort of plainer ones here. I think they're German. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but this one's obviously got like a Christmas hymn on there and a pine cone. And this one is again sort of black and white, really, vintage, sepia I would say, foreign, and it's got some handwriting at the bottom of here. How gorgeous is that? And this one on the back has more writing, and I think the date on this one yes, is 1933. So I have these two vintage Christmas postcards. I also have this one, so we start getting into colour now, and the Joyeux Noel is embossed. I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera, but it's raised. If you put your finger across it, it is raised. And if you turn it over, you can see the indent on the other side. So we've got a bit of colour going on now, a very sort of faint background, blurred out background, but we have the holly and the berries and a photograph here. This Christmas one is more of cards that we would use today, recognise today. So again, a sort of a photographic image. Sorry about the glare of my lamp. But I picked out this one because can you see on the camera the frame around the postcard is embossed, and it has this texture around the edge of the postcard. I also picked this one out because of the fancy script, the fancy font it has, a happy Christmas and then a little saying, but it's fancy font, so I picked that one out. So those are the Christmas ones that I have, but I also have chosen these two to share with you. These are birthday ones, but we now start getting into some silver and gold sort of texture to frame some of the details on the postcard. So that is a gold frame and some gold circular frames around here with an image in the middle and then the background picture there. And again on this one you can see some lovely fancy font. So I chose that one, and I've also dug out this one. Again, a nice sort of silver frame and this beautiful font, all good wishes on your 21st birthday, and the image, the vase of flowers, again is framed around. So these are the ones that gave me some inspiration for my nostalgic postcards. So let me show you what I've done. So I've done three. Am I going to be able to keep these in frame with those? Right. So I've done 3 here. They are 6 by 4 in size, so 6 inches by 4 inches, which is sort of the size of a standard photograph over here in the UK. And I've kept with the idea of a frame, an embossed frame, because what I've done is, I don't know if you can see that, but I embossed some paper and then cut it out to use as my frame. It might be better seen on that one. There we go. Can you see the embossed frame here? So I've chosen some paper to emboss my frame for that, and I've also used, as you can see, lots of the images that I fussy cut from Rachel's fussy cut sheets. This one, the angel here, that has been cut from one of the square journal cards from this sheet here. I think she was in one of these square journal cards, and I've just cut around her, so I've just fussy cut her out. Now, the eagle-eyed among you will have spotted that my background on this postcard is black and white, and it's also black and white here. This one I've kept colour, and I've used the journal page showing the church for the background on this one. But yes, I've printed some of the pages out in black and white or grayscale, depending on which setting your printer prefers to print out in a colourless, you know, just a black and white image. So let me just share with you first what I've got left over a minute. So I started off by printing, let me just move these out of the way, 2 to a page to get a smaller pattern, because some of the sheets, the background pages are beautiful, but I felt for a postcard some of the images would be too big, just printed out normal size. So I've shrunk them down by printing off 2 to a sheet, and that's what it would be like in colour. And I think this is the one, yes, in black and white. Okay, so I don't know if I'll get it in that way round, but there are the hanging baubles. That's the black and white image, and that's the colour image. Okay, so I started off, now this one, this way round, sorry. This one would be okay to use because the pattern itself is quite small. So not all the pages will you have to shrink if you don't want to. There are some pages where the pattern can be used just as it is, like this one of all the baubles. This is that page in colour, and as you can see, it's smaller again. So I went and printed some off 4 to a page. So not only did I do 2 to a page, I printed some off 4 to a page. So if I take that, put that one on there, you can see that I would get two more of those images in that half. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4. So I went away and I printed 4 to a page, and that really gave me the size I wanted. They come out slightly smaller than a 4x6, but I was careful when I put my frame on to make sure I covered the edges, and it worked fine. I'll show you what I mean when we get creating. So that's those. And here I just want to share with you, look at that one in black and white. That's fabulous, isn't it? That is this one in colour, the churches, but there it is in black and white. I think that's fabulous for a nostalgic postcard. That would work really well. And I also went ahead and printed off one of Rachel's collage sheets in black and white, and I have used it as well. I think there was 2 more things up here, or they might have been along here, and I've used it in that one there. You can see the background there is from the collage sheet, and I printed that one off in black and white, as you can see. So don't be afraid to have a little play with the papers to see what you can get from them. Okay, and here are the papers that I embossed to get my frame from. Okay, so I've embossed them, and then I would measure them and cut them out, and I'll show you all of that now. So let us crack on. I'm going to move the original ones out of the way, and I'll leave one or two of oh, before I start, that's right, everything you see on these postcards is from the kits, other than the frame, as I've just explained, the embossing paper that I did, and any little extras like the bow here and the trim here, the bow here. Also, you might be looking and thinking, well, where did I get these from? And you'd be right. I printed these off on my computer myself. That one's in the banner. That one says holiday greetings in a banner going across that way. And then I printed off some individual words. There's no time quite like Christmas for remembering the friendships we cherish. And the reason why I did that myself was because I wanted to get the fancy sort of font and writing that were on the original vintage ones. So that's what I did. However, since I made these, Rachel has put some words on, I think it's one of the freebies. It might be week 2 freebies. Rachel has got some words there now. So you don't feel like you have to go away and print these off. Rachel has done some. And I believe there are also some Bible quotes also that she's got on one of her freebies. But I went away and I did these on my computer. But everything else, all the pictures and the backgrounds will have come from Rachel's kits. Again, that one is from, I think, a square journal card, and I used my circle punch to punch that out so that it matched the shape of the bauble. And then these flowers here, there are some flowers and wreaths that you can cut out that Rachel's put on the tops and the corners of some of the fussy cut sheets. Let me see if I can find one for you to show you. So for instance, on this one here, Rachel's sort of used some presents to fill up the space. On other sheets, she's used some small flowers and wreaths. So you can use those. Or what I've done is I've also started cutting them from my sheets that I printed to a page, because it makes them smaller. So I've yeah, you can cut these out, and you can cut these out as well to use because the images are smaller. So that's those. Right, I'm going to leave that. Oh, and also, of course, they're postcards. So on the back, I stamped postcard with a stamp from my stash, and I've also cut out some of the stamps from RachandBella's sheet. There's about 3 sheets of stamps, so I've cut the smaller ones out and I've used them as well. So there's that one, and there's that one. And as you can see here, it didn't stamp very well. I don't mind that because it adds to the nostalgic feel, but the reason why it did that was because I had a bump in my bow here. I did the postcard last, so of course as I'm trying to press the stamp down, that bumpy bit was in the way. So I've learned from my mistakes this time. I have already stamped my cards. So I've learnt from my mistakes. Right, I'm going to share one with you. I've got enough here for 3, but let's just see how we get on. Okay, so I've got my postcard size here, and as I say, it's 6 by 4. I've chosen the image that I want to use. Let me just share with you the images that I want to use. I've cut her out from one of the square journal cards. She's really nostalgic looking. I love her. And I've also, from the fussy cut sheet, cut out these baubles here. And I think I'm going to use this holiday greeting somewhere. It's a bit too big. I might have to cut it down. This bit was the leftover bit when I cut her out from, so it's got stars, so I might want to use those stars as well. That's my textured embossed paper to cut my frame from, and this is the journal page that I think I want to use my background from. So as I said, you can use the whole page if the pattern has enough of the image on that you feel you can use for the background. I don't think I'm going to use this side. I'm going to turn over, and I think I'm going to use this corner up here. So I'm going to get my postcard. I want to use this image up here, I think, because when I put her down, I think it's going to look rather lovely. So I've got my postcard, and I'm going to, with a pencil, very lightly draw round the edge of my postcard, which I've done already, and cut that out a minute. So this one will be the full size of my postcard, but if you print 4 to a page, if you print 4 background sheets to a page, remember it's going to be slightly smaller, and I'll show you in a minute what I mean. Right, so that's the background that I want to use. That is going to be, make sure I've got the postcard the right way up. I'm going to stick that on there. I'm just going to trim it a little bit more so that it fits my postcard without any overhang. So yes, the videos, they've been so fantastic, haven't they? Really, it's been a real pleasure watching them and joining in. I joined in last year with the Christmas one last year, so I was thrilled to be able to join in again this year. So right, that's going to be my background, so I'm just going to glue that down a moment. Oh, actually, let me audition my papers. Oh, I do like that one as well. Let me see. She looks quite nice on there, doesn't she? Let's do the original side I wanted. Yeah, I'm going to stick her down. I'm going to stick with my original plan. So I'm just going to do this very quickly. Of course, you'll be able to spend a bit more time on this. I'm just going to do it very quickly. And what I normally do is stick glue in the middle, and then I normally use wet glue around the edge. I'm just going to do this very quickly, folks. All right. So don't forget to go over to Melanie at the treasured page and have a look at hers as well. I have no idea what she's doing, so that's going to be a nice surprise for me, as it is for her when she sees mine. Hopefully we are not doing exactly the same. Oh dear, that's always your fear, isn't it, when you're working with a partner or have a partner on the same day? It's like, oh, please don't do the same idea. Okay, right, so that's that. Now, to do the frame, what I do is I cut my paper down so that it is the size of the postcard, so I know that it's going to fit round my postcard. And what I do is I'm going to turn it over, and all I do, and I do this by eye, I don't measure or anything. If you feel unable to do that, please use your ruler and measure. But what I do just by eye is I tend to just dot where I think, oh, maybe that's too big, where I think I want the frame size to be. I don't mind if it's not quite perfect, but I dot the 4 corners where I want to have my frame, and then I'm just going to use my ruler and craft knife to cut my frame out. So I'm just going to do that now. So there, dot to dot. Did you used to love doing them as a kid? I did. Colouring in was my thing. My mum said I would spend hours sitting at the table just drawing and colouring in. However, I'm no artist. I don't mind colouring in, but I really can't. Can't draw at all. Can't sketch. Can't draw. I really wish I had that talent. Those of you who can sit down and sketch and draw, wow, how I wish I could do that. Creative, yes, but not with drawing, I'm afraid. So I've just used my craft knife to go dot to dot. If it hasn't quite caught, I'll just make sure I go follow the line. There we go. So I won't throw that away. That will come in handy for something else one day. Put my craft knife away before I cut myself. So that has given, turn it back round so I can't see the dots, and that has given me my frame. There we go. Okay, now if I go back to this one here and this one here, the vintage one, remember I showed you the gold frame and the gold, oh, it's upside down, and the gold circle here. Well, I wanted mine to have a bit of gold, so I don't know if you've picked it up and seen, but I have used touches of gold around my fussy cuts here. Okay, and on this one I've used touches of gold around the actual frame. So I've picked out bits and pieces where I've wanted it to be gold. Now, if you have seen Steph's video, Steph from Hilltop View Journals, she shared with us a whole range of how you can get some gold touches and glitter onto your crafts. Now, one of the ways she shared with us, let me just get it here, was embossing powder. This is heat embossing powder. So you use a special ink pad, an embossing ink pad, and then the glitter will stick to it, and when you heat it, it will melt it and give you that gold effect. So that's some embossing powder. I sometimes use this, which is the 3D pearl effect. So they dry, you can do pearl drops, can't you? And then they dry hard. If you undo it and had a paintbrush, sometimes I've used this and I've just brushed some of this around the edge of my crafts. However, for the nostalgic postcards, I have actually used this. Now, please don't laugh, but this is makeup. This is a Christmas glitter eye makeup, and it has a very fine brush inside. And my friend had it, she wore it one year, and I happened to say to her, that's gorgeous. She had it on her eyes like an eyeliner, and it was fabulous. And I asked her where she got it from, and lo and behold, in the post I had some happy mail, and she sent me some. And I do wear it on my eyes, but shh, don't tell her I've now started using it for my crafts, will you? But it's just perfect. So I've used that on these fussy cuts here. So today I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it on the frame. So what will I do? I'm going to, first of all, I think I will ink and then glitter. Okay, so first of all I'm going to ink with Vintage Photo just around the outside of my frame and the inside. Okay, so just rough around the outside of the frame, and there we go, around the outside, and just quickly around the inside. Okay, now I'm debating whether to still do gold or just do gold around the girl with the cat. That's a gorgeous image. I have to use the putty cat. I think I'll do that actually. I think I'll leave this as is. I'm also a minute going to just ink around the postcard. Not just the front, but to give it that oldie worldy feel, the nostalgic feel, the vintage feel. The white is too stark, So I'm just going to ink around the back of it as well. Okay, and instantly that stark whiteness goes away. So yep, and sometimes I'll also just lightly run my there. Okay, I think I will leave the frame just inked. Oh yeah, I'm the right way up, like that. I will glue that down in a minute, because what I'm going to do first is let's get some gold onto her. So yes, this is just eye glitter, I guess, but it's under the makeup section, and all I'm doing, can you see this thin brush? All I'm doing is I'm just barely touching the edges of the image, my cutout. Okay, can you see already? It's got that, oh look, that glimmer, how fab. I thought it might need the heat gun to dry, but actually when you put it on your face, if it's really makeup, it kind of will dry quite quickly, won't it? And I wouldn't blast my face with a heat gun, would I? So I was like, well, I'm sure it will dry quite quickly, and actually it does. So I'm just turning the brush a bit as I go. Can you see what I'm doing here? This is a bit boring for you, I know. So I'll just do her, I think. A bit more. I think this will be enough now. Just to give it that little bit of a gold shimmer at Christmas time. Okay, and I'm going to do along the bottom, even though I think I'll be tucking her in under the frame a little bit, because I think she might be just slightly too big. Right, so I've done her. Let me put her to dry, but I'm also going to do the baubles. So let me get some more glitter on there. Let me get the baubles. So these baubles I wanted to use. So, oops, a bit too much on that one. So I'm going to go around the baubles as well. It's beautiful, this stuff. Look at that, bit too much there. Never mind. Someone once said to me, you can't have too much glitter at Christmas. Okay, so I'm just going to, and up here, might need some more. Get that out. Very lightly around the edge here. Oops. It's because I'm rushing. So yeah, just use your favourite or preferred glitter choice and give some, even the nostalgic ones, you know, you think vintage there wouldn't be any gold or silver, but actually there is. Just little touches of it and embossed. I mean, if you had some gold card and put it through the your embossing machine to give it some texture, that would look fab as the frame, wouldn't it? For your Christmas postcards, that would work really well. So yeah, if you've got textured cardstock or gold card, you could use that for the frames. Right, so that's my baubles done. Very, very quickly, but they are done. So that's, can you see that's given them a bit of a shimmer? Is the camera picking it up? Yeah, a little bit. Right, so I'll leave those to dry a moment and put this back on. So yeah, makeup, how fab is that? Right, and while they're drying, I'm going to stick this on in place. I did think that she was going to be too big for the frame, but I might, if she is, what I'll do is I'll stick her on top like I did the angel here, because actually I don't think that looks too out of place. So let's take that one. Right, so a bit of glue, I've turned it over. Let's get some wet glue on here to hold the frame down. Am I in frame? I am. Oops. Oh gosh, that's a bit much. Right, just a bit of glue, folks. Okay. Let's get that stuck down. Why did I wear a baggy sleeve jumper today? It's moving everything. As soon as I put my arm over something, it's moving it out the way. So that's on there. I will turn it over to make sure we are... Yep, I think that will be all right. Yep, that will be all right. So just pressing that down. Right, now, like I said, I did have, from cutting her out, there are some stars here. So I think I might want to use the stars. So I'm just going to cut some out while they're still drying, just in case they need a bit longer to dry. I'm going to cut these. Don't throw anything away until you're really sure. Even if I didn't want to use these stars for this project, they're always handy to have as for something else. So, okay, I'm just going to cut. Oh, sorry. I'm going to cut these stars out here. Should really cut into the corners, but I'm just going to quickly cut it out for today's purpose, so that will be quick. Right, so 1 star. Let's have 3. I like odd numbers. Anybody else like that? Anybody else prefer odd numbers? Sometimes even with the volume on my TV, I have to have it set at an odd number. Please don't ask me why, I have no idea, just a bit, I don't know why. It's just odd, isn't it? Haha, just odd. See what I did there? But yeah, I do prefer odd numbers in my clusters and things like that. And also, I'm a scrapbooker. My sort of first creative passion, if you like, was scrapbooking. I still do scrapbooking. But I remember that somebody once told me when I was doing my scrapbooking that threes are more pleasing to the eye. So you always look for a triangular when you're laying out your photographs and your clusters and things like that. If you are able to draw an imaginary triangle between them, then it's more pleasing to the eye. So 3, setting out things in 3s. I was like, maybe that's just always stuck with me. Right, I'm nearly there. Is this number 1, 2 or 3? That's 3. Right, let's just stick with those for a minute. I will keep those ones in case I want them. Okay, let's just move the bits I don't want. Right, let's just move those out of the way. Okay, so make sure my postcard is up the right way. It is. So now let's think about the layering of everything. So I know that I want her over in this corner, and she might have to go over the frame a little bit, which is absolutely fine with me. I don't mind that. Then the baubles are going to go there like that, and then I need my greeting, so I am going to use the banner here, but as you can see it's going to be too big and I don't want to cut off any of that cute little putty cat. So I think I'm going to cut the ends off and just have the rectangular piece there. So I'm just going to cut there and there. Cut the, what are they called? I don't know, the tabby bits at the end. Cut them off. I might cut just a bit more there and there. And just like I did with the frame, I'm going to ink to make it look more vintage and nostalgic. And nostalgic to me brings up feelings of comfort and homeliness and, you know, those really happy memories that we have being nostalgic, just remembering in a happy, sort of warming way. That's what nostalgic conjures up for me. So I'm thinking of putting that one there, and then my stars that I've just cut out, my 3 stars, I might have one there. They're very hard to pick up because they're so small. Oops, come on. I might have one here. How's that looking? Yep, and we've got a bit of a gap, haven't we? So I might have one right here. Is that looking a bit silly? No, I quite like that. Okay, let's run with that. So now, remember everything is, folks, I can glue my star on straight away because I know that it's there. So let's just do a little bit of glue here. Oops. And I'm going to put that right there. Lovely. Okay, now I'm just going to move these out of the way so I can glue her down. Let's use my bigger bottles for this. Okay, so I'm just now going to glue her in place. So I'm doing this very quickly, remember, you will spend more time on yours. So I know that she's got to go over a little bit. So I'm going to put her on like that, that beautiful puddy cat. There we go. And yes, you can see the gold around the edge. How fab is that? So I'm going to put her on there like that. I'll do these stars at the end, I think. Let's put the baubles on next because I know where I want the baubles to be. Okay, let's just get these, oops, stuck on. So the baubles I know need to be about there. And again, I don't mind that they are over the top of the frame a little bit. Okay, now I'm getting glitter on my fingers where it's not quite dry. That's all right. Put the lid on the big glue. Okay, let's have the little glue back. So I know that that is going to go about there. So let's do that. Okay. Right. Like that. Holiday greetings. And I'm going to have that like that. Make sure that's all nice and straight. We've got the star up here. So now I want the other little star. We want a little bit of glue on this star. I'm going to put that here, I think. Yeah, I'll put that there. I'm not going to have it in the middle. I like it off centre a little bit, which now, whoops, come on, star. I'll be able to put that one there. Yeah, I might just put it touching that ball just slightly so that it doesn't look like it's floating around on its own. I'll put it so it's meant to be there. It looks like it's meant to be there. Have I got enough glue? Yeah. So let's put that one just there, like that. And then we will have a look. Let me put the lid back on my little glue a moment. And we will just have a little peek. Hey, yes, how cool is that? Brilliant. So that is another nostalgic postcard that I can add. Let me just get rid of these bits that I can add to my little collection here. If I wanted to, I could put bows, little bows on the baubles, but I don't think it needs any extra. These little stars here are just brilliant. So that's that one that I can add to my little growing stash of nostalgic postcards. Let me just share with you another one. Okay, I've cut all these ones out ready. So now this is the one that I will show you using one of my smaller black and white cutouts. So this is 4 to a page. So this one's been printed, you know, it was 1 of 4 on the page. And as you can see, it is slightly smaller than my postcard. However, the frame, if you're careful enough, the frame will go over that. Okay, and I've already put some gold on my frame. Okay, what I think I'm going to do to make sure it is in the correct place, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around the edge of my and stick it on the back of my frame so that I know it's so that I know there's not going to have any gaps showing. Okay, so I'm just going to very carefully put some glue onto the edge of the background. You could also probably do it on the edge of the frame. In fact, the edge of the frame may have been a better choice, but it doesn't matter. I'll just do it on the edge of my background here. Let me just turn that round. You probably can't see it because I'm doing it so thin. Oops. Which is why these lovely thin glue are great. So now I'm just going to very carefully make sure I cover up the like that, so that when I turn it over, oops, get rid of any glue. There, it's going to be this way. Okay, I've just got a little bit of glue there from where I went in too much. There we go. Let me just make sure that I stick that down. Okay. Okay, the baubles are hanging down, so the baubles are the right way. Let me make sure my postcard, yep, the word postcard, so I need to make sure it's the right way up. So now I can stick that onto there. Okay. I normally, see, my arms are making it all move. I normally have, like I say, wet glue, stick and wet glue, but I'm just going to use a little bit of my wet glue all the way around this one. Fit speed. I'm conscious of the time here, folks. So let's do that one. Okay. Turn that one over. Make sure it's the right way up. Put it on my postcard backing. There we are. Okay. Right way up. Yes, it's the right way up. Press that down. Okay, now this time, let me share with you what I've got. I've got my printout, May the joyous season bring you peace and happiness. Okay, I might put that one there. And this time I've got the star, which I've cut out from one of Rachel's fussy cut sheets, but I can't remember which one. But it is from the fussy cut sheet. So I've got this lovely star, and this time I think I'll do it this way round. So let's put the star this side. Can you see the gold? Oh, can you see it? It's fab, it is. That's going to go up there, and then that is going to go there, and then I've got these poinsettia, which I've cut out from one of those backing sheets that I did in reduced size. So I'm thinking that I might put that one there. And I also have this tiny one, which I'm probably going to make sure I put this the right way up. I think it might be that way I might put it. So that's going to go there. I think I will do that. So let's take these off, so I know that that's got to be stuck down first because some of the star is over the top of it. So if I take those away, then that one, then that one, I know that this one has got to be stuck down first. Have I inked? Yes, I've inked ready. Make it look old. So let's just do this one. Remember, Rachel has now put some words in her freebies, and I think there's also some Bible verses in one of her freebies as well, which might work on these postcards. Don't feel that you have to go away and do your own greetings, because there are things you can use. Now I know that one's got to go on there. So let's just put some glue on the back of this one quickly. Okay. So if you've had enough of me, folks, turn me off. You don't really need to watch me do this second one. Oh, I'm going to move it along a little bit more, slide it along a little bit. There we go, that's better. There we are, that's the star. Okay, and now all that's left are these florals, the poinsettias. There we go, there we go. Okay, so that one I'm going to put there. Like so, and then this one I was going to have down here, wasn't I? Yep, so let's pop that one down here, like so. I think I'm going to have it, don't know which way round it should go. Let's just go for it there. Oh, there we go, let's bring it down a little bit, there we are. So that's that. And also this one could have a bow or something in the middle, but I think I might leave them because the original ones are flat, aren't they? You don't have any 3D elements on them. So the trims and bows that I've added onto some of mine are just me wanting to give it a little bit more something. So here we go. So these two are the ones I've made with you today, and these three along the top are ones I already had made. So Nostalgic Postcards. Thank you for sticking with me. Don't forget to go and watch Mel over at the Treasured page and enjoy the rest of the Christmas craft of 24. Thanks guys, bye.